Hey Mystics, Tansy Linstall here today from the Modern Day Mystic, and I'm here today with Lindsay. And I've got to tell you, if there is a woman with a big mission, this is the woman. I'm so excited to have her here today. She has been celebrating it so big. So without further ado, Lindsay, please give us a short introduction of who you are, who you help, and tell us a little bit about your business.
Okay, that's a loaded introduction. My name is Lindsay Niapus. I'm known as Lindsay Chelsea in my business. I help anyone and everyone who's feeling stuck and stagnant in their life and feeling like the past is actually holding them back, like they are consciously aware that they have issues that need to be cleared out of the way. And majority of the time, thinking back to my own journey, there were a lot of times where I was wondering which direction to go in, who can help me, and does it have to be hard? Does it have to be overwhelming? Like, when can I find something that's super easy? So when I first started doing my work, one of the things that really caught my attention was about conditions and beliefs and behaviors and how we present ourselves and how they are learned behaviors. So I like to help people clear their beliefs and conditionings that are no longer serving a purpose in their life and limiting them, and actually holding them back and preventing them from growing forward. And I like to help people who have been through traumatic situations and wanting to break free from that, and maybe use their own story to inspire their own success. Yeah.
Powerful, powerful work.
Right now, I've just created some programs, and I've sold one to some First Nations people on my reservation. And what that program is about is just learning how to remove those conditionings and beliefs in their language in a way that is really simple and easy and effective for them, that they can take that information home and work on that stuff, whenever they find themselves with nothing to do, or if something's coming up and they remember what I taught them, they have those resources there and they can just bring it up and do it at home. And I'm hoping that this program creates a really good and great big ripple effect in the First Nations community, because it would be nice if people just had that, simple, easy, and effective process to use to help them get through those really big, tough things that we usually stray away from because of how big and tough it seems. I would like to help them just strip away those projections and the ideas that it's too hard, because it really isn't, and I've learned through this process, it's all about the mind. So when we can erase all those thoughts that create the fear, then we can jump into the work, do the work, clear, and move forward. That's the goal.
I love that. I love that. That's so incredible. And I love too how you partner the kind of the psychology and the mindset piece with the energetic piece, and saying, what if we just approach healing from this perspective of it could be simple, it can be simple. Here's a simple way that we can do it. And I think that's something that at least I see a lot of when people start talking about their healing journey, is that it feels like such a big mountain to climb. Like it has to be so complex and so difficult, versus learning ways that work for them in their everyday life so that they can experience that transformation.
Yeah.
And I adore the ripple effect too, because I can just see families teaching one another, saying like, hey, guess what I learned? Like, let me tell you, like, you got to go find this woman. You got to go follow this woman. You got to go find her. You got to hear more about her modality and the way she does it and the way she teaches it. Love it, love it, love it. So Lindsay, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what was it about the accelerator program that really allowed you to feel in alignment with it? What made you decide to dive into the world of a high value program, of growing your business online? Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so I'm all about energy. Everything that I do is following energy. I go with what my body tells me. And as I was sharing this story with Tanza earlier, In the beginning of the year, I created a little vortex for me to follow. So I know that I'm in alignment with my path and I'm staying there and I'm doing everything and anything that comes my way to help amplify that experience. So I called it in. I called in all my experiences with signs and synchronicities. And one of those signs was I asked my body to give me a signal to let me know when something is effortless and in alignment with me and what I want to do. And I had just finished learning a modality and working with another mentor, and I knew I was ready to move on and I was ready to take it to another level, but I wasn't too sure what level. Like, I was doing one-on-one sessions, which I love. You know, with the hundreds of people that I've worked with, they are all amazing, beautiful experiences, and seeing people transform through those sessions were amazing and unforgettable. But the knowledge that I have, it's just so ginormous that it needs to be shared on a broader level, you know. So that's why I would like to do group coaching programs and these workshops, because the one-on-one was just taking too much time, and it's better if you can teach 10 people at once instead of one after another. And I got an email from Tanza, and when I looked at it, I'm like, hey, body, is this for me? And I got that signal so fast, and it just like lit me up. And I knew when I jumped into the energy of the program, like after you described it to me and what it all entails, I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is what I want to do. And to be honest, like, I'm going through the program much slower than probably most people. And there's a reason for that. It's because I'm just moving in flow. That's all. And after watching like the coaching and mentoring video, which I've already spoken to Tanza about 3 times because it was amazing. Once I could make that, once I could identify what it is that I could actually do or what I was doing, then it was easier for me to be like, oh, okay, so if I'm this, then that means that I could teach this. So I discovered that I was a mentor. And if I'm a mentor, which I have been doing for the past year, I was mentoring in a program. And I could teach them how I experience this process and how, because it's helped me so much, then yeah, let's teach people that. And then at the time that I started getting all of these ideas to begin with is when, you know, all of this stuff with the First Nations people started coming up, and I'm like, they need this. They really do need this. Like, we have so many people who are protesting that we need healing, that change needs to be made, but they're all doing it in the same energy. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just feel like sometimes in order for things to start moving, they need to be infused with new energy. So I thought, well, what if I just try? And so far it's working out beautifully. Like, there are a lot of people who are already familiar with what I do and what I can teach and what I'm capable of teaching them. So when I threw this program out, people were like, yeah, you know, when I explained it to them, okay, so when do we start? How do we sign up? And that's just how it all started, just following my flow, following the energy of that, that essence of my success and my authenticity. And here we are. Here we are.
Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. I love this too. And especially because when it comes from, you know, women and mothers, and we're thinking about starting a business or we have a business, but you know, we know that there's more, that there's something deeper. We can feel that next level and we're not sure what it looks like. Sometimes our logical brain wants to make it so complicated and make it feel like it has to be something that is so in depth, or so we have to go study it for 18 years before we can do it, versus actually saying, what just is flowing through me? Like, what am I receiving? And this is what I love. I mean, I love lots about you, Lindsay, but I love how you're like, I got the download and now let's go. Like, I know exactly what this is now. And I love how you trust in that and follow spirit's guidance, because I truly believe that's why you have such tremendous results and such big impact because you listen and you go for it. You go
Mhm.
for it. So I would love to know, Lindsay, what has been kind of your celebrations or your experience since deciding to join the program?
Oh gosh. Well, I since joining the program, I've done a retreat. I've continued to do one-on-one sessions. But after I got that over that one little hurdle of identifying what I was doing, I instantly started creating programs. So like I only have one program out there right now. Nobody even knows about the other 5 programs I'm working on right now. Like there's a lot, but that one program, somebody just asked me, "Hey, do you think that there's something you could teach, you know, the First Nations people on this reserve, to help them heal, get through their traumas?" And I'm like, "Yeah, totally, I could do that." And that's how it was born. I knew because I had the idea. It was there all along, but it was just how it was going to come together and what exactly was it going to entail. Once she asked me and I connected it with what I was calling that workshop, I'm like, oh my God, this is magic. This is beautiful. So I put out the program. I did the program last week, and on the last day of it, um, I sold 3 of the programs, which I still can't even say it without freaking out.
This is
Um,
so amazing. So
yeah.
amazing, especially when it's such powerful work you're doing and the transformation and like you were sharing with me, people are finishing up the workshops and they just want to stay in your energy. They've had such a good time. Instead of people being like, "Oh, I've been at a workshop all day. I can't wait to get out of here." They're like, more, please. Like,
Mhm,
how do we keep this journey going?" And that is so amazing. Is so amazing.
mhm. I truly love, like, it's the driving force for all of this work that I do is all the connections that I make with people, and just, for those to witness those who really are truly ready to make that change and begin to start transforming. Like I've seen people that I've been working with for 2 years completely transform their life. Like I have one lady who's done a complete 180, and she is so amazing, and she's having some family issues, and how she's showing up for herself and her family right now is so different compared to how she would have done it 2 years ago. And it's so authentic and it's so beautiful and powerful to see her do it that way. I'm like, that's what I want to see. That's where we all deserve to be, and that's where we all need to be. And I'm hoping that I could lead as much people as I can there to that spot.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness. And so I'm curious, Lindsay, like when you decided to join the accelerator program, you decided that you were going to lean into really getting clear on what your role was and how you were going to work with your clients in more of a high value program style. Did you feel like was there anything that like stood out in your mind where there was like any doubts or fears, or were you solely just trusting in the guidance that you were getting that yes, this was your path?
So there's the complexity about me and how I function. Of course, I felt like this was the right trajectory. And of course, I trusted it because one of the biggest things that I love to teach people is about trusting the path of least resistance. And that is about really tapping into your choices and choosing the best one, the one that makes you feel the best. Um, so with that, trusting that I made that choice and trusting that it was in alignment with my path, and just trusting that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. There, of course, were things that come up, like the very human thoughts of, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, I should just quit. Like, who do I think I am? Truly, I think that all the time, but I'm always constantly clearing those thoughts out of my mind. If I'm not saying a clearing statement, I'm either getting grounded in the present moment and just allowing myself to make those choices from like what I call like a 0 point space where nothing exists. It's just a point of creation and I move forward. But
Yeah.
it definitely taught me and showed me my strength and my courage and my bravery. Like just witnessing myself push through all of that was even more, gave me more of a drive to keep continuing on. And I just kept doing it and kept doing it. And now here we are. And like I said, I used to be this tiny, but today I just feel like so amazing and so bright. Like I'm just radiating. And
You
it's all love.
are. You truly are radiating, and people are being just magnetized to you and your work. And I think what you said there is so powerful, because so often in our human brains, our logical mind, we like to think, well, if it's in alignment for me, I shouldn't feel any fear or have any of those doubts or any of them. But I always know, definitely in my journey, and whenever I'm talking to someone who says and expresses that they're feeling that, I think that's just a sign that you really are stepping into something big. And that if it didn't make you a little bit nervous or question your ability to lead this message and share this message, probably isn't quite yet the one that we're really here to share. Because the one that we do come to share, it's so in alignment, it flows from us. It's often, or at least for me, it definitely was like, why didn't I see this earlier? Of course this is what I've came here to do, of course this is my path. But it also is the one that's been like, ooh, it brings up all those other feelings that are ready to be released.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's definitely a lot of, as I go, I like to heal and clear is what I call it. Heal and clear as I go. And it's constant. I mean, we have to learn how to, as spiritual beings having a human experience, to master the duality of being both here on this earth plane. And a lot of the times when people think of spirituality in that perspective, that's what we want to embody. But we're forgetting about the human part of us, where we have to, bring that human into light and let them experience everything that we're experiencing on the spiritual side, which is that feel good medicine, the breathing in, the self-empowerment, and breathing in all the best experiences and the best choices, and letting your human feel that in your body and bringing it all together, and boom, bursting with whatever it is that you want to burst with, knowledge, medicine, happiness, joy, whatever it is. Like right now, me, my spiritual being, and my human, we're experiencing like the highest level of joy, and I don't know, everything. It's just amazing.
all the feels, but all the
Yeah.
good feels, right? It's all that excitement. It's all that possibility too. Because I think that's a big one too, where sometimes we think, well, if I have that first big milestone, I get those first few clients into my program, or I have that first program out into the world, that's when I'm just going to feel like I've made it. Versus remembering that that's just the tip of the iceberg, because now there's the 5 other programs that you mentioned, like that are still being created. There's all the other ideas, and there's all the possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's why, I think part of what I teach, the whole tapping into your choices thing, is so important, because there are like an infinite amount of possibilities in everything that you could do for yourself and for, your future trajectories and success in business and things like that. And just being able to tap into the thing that actually feels in alignment and feels light and right to you, enough for you to move forward in it, I think is so important to have, that tool and be able to use it and let it guide you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I would love to know on, even just, and I think you've shared with us already, but on a personal level, how has stepping in to owning your message and having your program, how has that affected how you feel in your day-to-day life about you? Tell us more about that.
How has it affected my daily life? Well, I know, like, if I were to think about myself right now and where I'm at compared to where I was before, I'm definitely more purposeful with my time. I do feel a lot more joy and a lot more safety, which is big for me. In the past 3 years, that was one of my long-term goals, was to create abundance and joy and peace and security in my life. And I've done that. And how does it feel to be here? Peaceful,
Oh,
peaceful, and just right. Like I'm right where I'm
this
supposed to be.
This makes my heart so happy. So happy. Absolutely. And especially because I know you're just getting started. There are so many people out there who are in need of your help. You know, they're looking for you. They're ready for this help. They're ready for this support. So I would love it, Lindsay, if you would take a moment and let people know, where can they find you? Where can they follow you? Where is the best place for them to get in touch?
Okay, so you can find me on my Facebook page. I am Soulful Evolution with Lindsay, connecting with your true essence. And there you'll find my website, which is soulfulevolutionrising.com. That's the name of my business. And I'm on TikTok. I like to make TikTok videos with affirmations and like little meditations you can start your day off with. And you can find me at Lindsay Girl 39.
Love
Yeah.
it. Love it. Go check her out. Give her a follow, because everything I've seen you share online, I'm just like, yes, this is amazing. This is amazing. So I have, I think, just one last question for you, Lindsay. What would you say to someone who was considering joining the accelerator program, or maybe they've been thinking about having a high value program and they're just wondering, is this a good fit for me? Is this a good fit for my business? What advice do you have for them?
If you were drawn to explore and see what it's about, I would say do it. Do it, because there is so much clarity and value in your program that you offer us. And that's what I was looking for. Like I was so lost in the whole business part and how to like put it all together and make all the pieces connect together and flow smoothly. Your program has taught me that so far. And yeah, it's pretty amazing. So, I mean, if you're on the fence about it and you really, it's about, if it's the money issue, once you start moving, it shows up. Like it has shown up for me. And now, like just trust it. Just trust it.
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay, for taking this time to meet with us today to tell us a little bit about you, about your business. I'm sure that people are going to be checking out your social media accounts and seeing what you're up to. And it won't surprise me a single bit if there are people who get in touch with you after seeing this and be like, hey, I know someone who needs you. I know someone who needs you, because this work truly is powerful and sacred. And I just want to say it is such an honor to be a part of your journey and to be a part of helping you to bring this out into the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your mentorship and your coaching and everything else that has happened because of it. Oh my God, so amazing.
Thank you so much. And to everyone watching, thank you for being here with us. If you have any questions for Lindsay, send her a message on social media. I'm sure that she'll be happy to send you in the right direction of where you can find the resources you're looking for. And if you want to know more about the Accelerator program, just send me over a message, the word accelerator. An amazing day.